geese are in or at the pond. Most likely they're at the pond, not in the pond, because they usually don't go in the pond. Pretty sure I've just spotted Layla. She's always the first one that stands out. It's kind of funny how the other geese actually kind of blend in. If you look and you pay attention, you'll see something white right there. See that? All the way over there. It's Layla. And they'll spot me and they'll start talking. They know I'm coming. See, that's Layla right there. Hi, babies. See they here, Mama. What are you doing? Uh, uh, uh. Ah, yes. Just came on. It's another day of having to go get the geese from the backyard, from the very, very back at several acres. Sorry, I dropped something. Huh? Hi. Hi, Peachy. All right, so our one of our new viewers, come on, babies. Are you coming? Y'all, look how beautiful the skies are. Isn't that gorgeous? That Texan sunset. Come on, babies. Got some big old crawfish back here. The pond is filled up some since it's been raining. You babies coming? Yeah, you gonna come hang out with Mama? Let's go see at the water. I'm gonna come back here fishing one of these days. This pond is stocked. Set down my we've already been starting to clean out some stuff out of the water. Of course, there's lots more to clean up here, but we want to try and restore this pond to its former glory. Hey, babies, come on. Uh. No, no frogs. Went and vanished. Come on, babies. Uh. Aren't they awesome? I do too. Me too. These birds are just amazing for my mental health. If only they'd get in the water. These goofies don't want to get in the water. They get right on the edge and they forage on the edge, but they won't go swimming in the water. They literally tried and freaked out because something touched their feet. Like little city birds. Good job. Hi, Mama. Hi, baby. I literally feel so blessed because I got a good husband, two amazing children, and I literally am surrounded by my favorite animal. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Right, babies? Hmm? Hmm? No? Mm. Hi, baby. Hi, babies. What you doing, Sarah? Hmm? I love you, ducky. Um, do they have black tips on their wings? Like, do they have black feathers on the tip of their wings? Because they might just be domestic geese that have been abandoned. Because if they are domestic geese that are abandoned, then you are allowed, like, if you have property, like, if you have the space for it, if they're domestics, you are allowed to take them home. It's just like a stray dog. There's no difference to a domestic bird that's been abandoned in the wild and um, a stray dog. Hmm. Come on, babies. Uh-uh. Look at how they look at the water. Look at them. What's up, weirdos? Why are you being so weird about the water? Guys, you do know you can go swimming in here, right? Hey, no nibbling. No nibbling. I'll nibble back on you. I nibble back. Orange beaks makes me think they're Emdens. Do they have like big honks, like big like bumps on their beak? Like a big bump? You know what I'm talking about? Like right here on their beak. Do they have like a big hump right there? Right there? This part? Like a big hump here? Okay, so those would be white Chinese geese, and they would be definitely domestic geese. If they got a hump up there, there are no wild geese that have that big bump on the top of their beaks. So those would be wild Chinese geese, meaning that they are abandoned domestic geese or the offspring of abandoned domestic geese. And if you just go over and feed them on a regular basis, you should be able to befriend them fairly easily. Now, and then if you want to try and help them out, you can try and see about reaching out to local sanctuaries during the winter time. If you want to try helping them get through the winter, like I don't know where you live and how cold it gets where you're at, like if things freeze and if you get a lot of snow, because if you do, then it gets harder for them to survive, of course. But um, one good way to help them is to buy them scratch from the store. You can go to a feed store and ask them for chicken scratch or cracked corn. So corn, cracked corn or whole corn, and then the other version, and the other one that's really good would be scratch, like 5 or 8 grain scratch, where it's like multiple different grains is what's in that scratch grains, and it's really great because the scratch grains and the corn, it helps them fill up their crops with that food, and the more feed they have in their crop, the easier it is for them to stay warm on like cold winter nights. So it can be very helpful. See, this right here is a domestic goose. Miss Layla, who's like chewing on me right now. Hi, Layla. Hi, Layla. Hi, Layla. Layla is she's an American buff, right, Mamas? Yes, she's a purebred American buff, so she's a heritage breed, a breed that's been around for a very long time, domesticated by humans a long time ago. Right, Layla? Yes. She's a sweetheart. She's very vocal when you talk to her, but she is actually very quiet most of the time. But if I say her name, she usually talks back. Right, Layla? Hi, Layla. Y'all, will you guys quit chewing on me? Why are you chewing on me? You can get. They nibble. They nibble. They don't bite. They nibble. Like she's nibbling on me. See, that's not biting. Now, it doesn't mean that's comfortable, but like it's not like hurting. It can get a little bit like pinchy, but if they were biting, they would bite down and they would twist and pull. Like they would be trying to hurt me and they would know how. So this right here is them trying to look for food because they want me to give them treats and I don't have any treats on me. So that she's frustrated because I'm not giving her treats. But this is like just basically communication, just like they would nibble on each other's feathers like this, and they would just nibble on each other as they communicate. They will nibble on me to communicate and tell me stuff, which of course I don't always understand everything they want. Look at these little weirdos. They're right next to the pond and they won't get in. Beautiful water here, and they won't get in. Weirdos. But for the scratch feed, you can find it at local feed stores, farm stores. Um, you can even find scratch grain at some grocery stores. Kroger does carry one. It's like a little fine 5-pound bag, but it's like $12 for a 5-pound bag, which is actually pretty expensive. If you go to a feed store for like $15, you can get a 50-pound bag. So like 50, like 50 pounds for like $15 for 15 $15. You can get 50 pounds and for the scratch grains. And it's basically it's best to feed them either scratch grains or corn in a winter for geese and waterfowl in general, ducks too. Um, because it's heavier, it takes longer to digest it, so it helps them stay warm overnight. Like it really makes a big difference for them to have access to it, especially since there's not much grain for them to find during the winter time. Right, babies? Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it, Oscar. And welcome. Yeah. And then also, if you go on chewy.com, um, they have a Chewy will do free delivery to your house, and they have like grain bags and stuff. Like they'll literally deliver bird feed to your house. They'll also deliver cat food, dog food, and I actually use it. And as like a first time customer, you get like $30 off or something, if I remember right. Like it's actually a really cool deal. And they deliver it within like 2 days of you ordering it. And it's actually what I use to get my bird food because I don't have a functioning car right now. So it's how I get my bird feed out here in a country, and FedEx delivers it, and they will deliver it to you, and it's super convenient. Hi, babies. Woo. Ugh, foot's cramping. Mm. Yep, living with geese. Hey, how you doing today, Paul? Yes, it definitely is. Oh, that's so funny that the FedEx guy hates you. In our area, he loves us. He's a super nice guy. The guy that delivers Chewy, he's super nice. Come on, babies, it's getting dark. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. They still won't get in the pond. I tricked Pretty Bird one time. Actually, not tricked him. I was walking around the pond, and Pretty Bird had stayed behind for a minute with Charlie and Blue. And because we were across the pond, he did swim across with Charlie and Blue, and I caught it on camera. I put it up as a short, but that's the only time I got them to actually swim across the pond. Other than that, they've gone in by like a couple of feet when we went into the like water, like walking around in the water, and then they panicked the minute one of them felt something on their foot. They panicked, and everybody just panicked and immediately left the water and didn't want to go back in, acting like city birds. Come on, babies. How do they get mad? As in, do you mean like how do they not get mad, or how do they get mad? Because in my case, Oscar, I have I have hand raised most of my birds, so they're tame. These are not wild geese. These are domesticated geese. My Canada geese are legally purchased from a legal breeder. So they are all from legal bloodlines, and then most of my birds are hand raised. So because of that, they're tame to me and they won't really attack me. Um, Wild geese are a different story depending on what time of the year it is. If they have babies or they have nests during mating season, they're much more likely to be defensive, but they're really not aggressive. It's actually more like that we humans don't understand their boundaries and that we often cross their boundaries without realizing it. And so they defend those boundaries. And then humans think that they're just these aggressive, crazy animals, when in reality, they're really just trying to protect their family and their young. Um, One of the things that will upset Pretty Bird, my gander right here, this is Pretty Bird right here. Pretty Bird, this guy. Hi, buddy. So he's my gander, my oldest goose, my oldest gander. He's a boy. And one of the things that will upset Pretty Bird is if I dump a pool. Like if I pick up a pool or I'm moving something big, like a big bucket or a big container or anything large, like a big piece of wood, he doesn't like it. It scares him and he will try to attack it. He also doesn't like rakes, sticks, anything like that. He has his mindset on what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. You're talking about which one? The dino? Let's see. You're talking about this one right here? That's my daughter's goose. Hi, Dino. Hi, Dino. Yes, Dino was raised by my daughter, and she is a sweetheart. She's probably the most tame out of all of our geese. Oscar, the reason why we have so many, um, I love them. I love geese, and they're flock animals. It's great. It's really good for them to have a gaggle, to have a flock, and so and I actually want more. So it's kind of like, I guess, with any person, why do they have a certain animal or why do they have several of it? I I love them. They're my pets. So that's a big part of it. Um, and I always wanted. It all started with Pretty Bird. I got Pretty Bird, and then I always wanted to get Pretty Bird friends, so he would have his own flock, his own gaggle. And so with geese, it's not called a flock; it's called a gaggle, a gaggle of geese instead of a flock of geese. Like when they're on the ground walking around, they're called a gaggle. So that's why I keep saying that word. Oh, and Kiwi and friends, hey, I told my daughter your suggestion for the orange beak's name, and she said she does like the name Peach. So, and I'm pretty sure that we've decided on the name Peach or Peaches. So, you have named one of our geese now. The flapping their wings, it can be multiple things. Um, Stretching, it can be trying to move faster if they're doing it while they're running. It can be part of their communication. Paul, you might even have some input there. Why do geese flap their wings? I mean, there's different things like stretching out, just like we would stretch our arms, balancing, uh, getting ready to fly, adjusting their feathers. If they've been grooming and one of the feathers maybe is sitting kind of funny, and they might want to move their wing to adjust that feather. It can be for temperature control. Uh, Man, I can't think of anything else right now. Yeah, and then there's probably communication things like sizing up each other, exclaiming certain things. See, like that would be just to catch up, to go a little bit faster. They'll use their wings sometimes. Right, Pit Bird? Pretty Bird. You coming? Huh? Goofball? Let me turn on my light. There we go. Now we've got light. See, it's getting dark, and your little goofballs would have still been back here if I hadn't come and gotten you. We got a bobcat in the neighborhood. What's wrong with you guys, huh? There was a bobcat sighting. Apparently a bobcat, there you go. Exactly. Sometimes it's a dominance display. Um, but, uh, but, couple of days ago, like about a week ago, one of the neighbors on my road apparently spotted a bobcat and a bobcat kitten and its mama. So, and of course, the geese have been going to the backyard and hanging out at the pond in the afternoon all the way to the evening. So now every evening, right before it gets dark, we have to walk back there and go pick up the geese and walk them back to the front yard because they're being goofy. Hey, Peaches, that's not nice. Yep. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I feel like foxes are more vicious. I feel like foxes are much more likely to come around even humans. Like they're much more like raccoons, where they're smart and they're sneaky, and they're not as easily deterred by like, um, human presence. Whereas bobcats, I feel like they're more likely to stay away, when humans are around. Look at them. Hi, babies. No. I like walking behind them like this. Look at them. They know exactly where we're going. Yes. So what do you think, Kiwi? You like it that you got to pick out one of our goose's names? My daughter actually really liked the name. She was like, that's a good idea, because Layla was named Layla Gold because she's golden. And so she liked the idea of naming her daughter Peach because she's got that peach color beak, and kind of like with the whole color theme because it's Layla's daughter. Um, Layla and Peach. And then Peach's full name would be Peach Gold because, it's Layla's daughter, so she would inherit her mother's last name, right? Oh, yeah, Squirt actually stayed behind today. She's still over by the house. We'll see her in a second. She'll come and reunite with the flock. Come on, Squirt! She does that sometimes. Sometimes when they walk to the back of the yard, she will stay behind, and she'll get all upset after a while when she can't find them. And then she'll start crying about them not being there, and she'll start calling them, but they don't come back. But she'll refuse to walk. See? You hear her? What's up? Go on. Squirt! That's Squirt, excited to see the flock. Reuniting. I love her little tiny honks. Hi, Squirt! Hi, Squirt! There she is. I'm be happy her flock's back. You got your gaggle, baby. I gotta get the stickies off of me. Guys, so, I don't know if you guys saw it yet in our short videos, but we currently have a pet butterfly. So, there's this butterfly. See these big old stickies? They're in our backyard. We found a butterfly stuck to one of these, like a big one, a big monarch. And, and, it was completely, like, the wing was just completely destroyed. and then the butterfly had wrapped its, on top of it there was a blade of grass right next to that sticky. So not only was the butterfly stuck on the sticky, but also the wing was wrapped around that blade of grass. So we managed to unwrap the butterfly and get it free, but the wing was so destroyed that the butterfly cannot fly anymore. So now we have a butterfly that we're feeding every day, and that lives in a terrarium now with a heat lamp and a UV lamp. And because, I mean, most likely, considering the time of the year, by this time of the year, monarch butterflies, because they're migratory butterflies, should already be in Mexico. Like, they should already be all the way down south. So the fact that she was here in Texas, in North Texas still, makes me think that somebody was raising up some butterflies and released them at a wrong time of the year. Because based on my research, you're really not supposed to release them, like raise them and release them past the end of September is like really the furthest you can push it, because they need to be capable of migrating, and that's really when most of the flowers are going to be gone. So I don't know what it was, but that's just kind of my suspicion that somebody had raised some butterflies somewhere here locally and released them recently, and the butterfly was looking for food. Maybe saw some of the wildflowers. We have very few left. Very few. It's very hard to find them. And then got herself stuck on one of those stickies trying to get down to Mexico. But at least she's not dying a horrible slow death. So now we have a big old butterfly. And I've made a couple of little videos of her. There she is. Hi, Squirt. And she's just the cutest thing since sliced bread. Hi, Squirt. Look how tiny she is next to Pretty Bird. She's so itty bitty. She's so cute. I just love her. Kitty, don't climb up on my back. Brownie. Hey, Brownie. Hey, Brownie. Oh, I don't know. I don't know like where all they live, but from what I'm understanding, they are like struggling. Like as in from what I've heard, they are pretty endangered. Like the weather and everything else is messing with their everything. And then a lot of people, like, you can get these kits where I guess you can raise monarch butterflies and then you can release them um into the wild. And it's it's just this kind of amazing thing where you can help the wild butterfly population by raising up caterpillars, letting them develop into butterflies, and then releasing them after they turn into butterflies. And then apparently they just know what to do. Like their instincts just tell them where to go. It's pretty crazy. They are. She is adorable, isn't she? We're hoping to add this coming year, guys. We're hoping to add a male cackling. We tried last year, but there wasn't, a lot of the breeders didn't have any cackling goslings. So, and I could have gotten a barnacle. I could have for Squirt. But because Squirt is a cackling minima, and she is literally the smallest of the Canada goose subspecies, like, apparently she is literally the tiniest of them all. I just didn't feel right giving her only one option in a mate that wouldn't even be her own kind. It just, yes, guys, I'll get you guys a snack. I hear you. I hear you. I didn't feel right getting her a mate, like a male, that would basically, in a way, almost force her to hybridize. I like to give my birds choices. I have no problem with hybridization at all if they're doing it on their own. You guys want to go get some num nums? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm doing, don't you? Uh. You coming? Come on, babies. And we finally got these bricks for my friend, and we're going to be making a floor in a chicken coop with these so that the chickens will have better insulation for the winter. And then we're also clearing out. I'll show you guys some stuff we're doing right now. So there's this other building back here. It's not far. It's right over here. Just one sec. And we're actually going to get this ready for the geese for the winter time. So we're going to have to try and get this ready as soon as possible. And it is some work, but I think we can get it done within the next couple of weeks before true winter hits Texas. So we've got this area right here, and I've already cleared out some of it. See, there's the shed back here, right? And um, so there's the shed back here. It's to clean it out, but and then the only other thing really is that I'll have to make a door fix a little. It's just a little bit um broken there. Yes, like so. I think that this will geese when the winter hits, and so that we can get them properly insulated, you know, for like so they have protection from the wind and everything else. Um, and it's right over here, right here, and then my house is literally right there, so it's not far at all from the house or anything like that. And I think it'll work out great for them. I just need to get it all emptied out and set up for them. It's gonna be a little bit of work, but it's worth it, you know. I mean, the thing is, the trampoline, it works out great for the summertime, right? Because it's nice and airy and all that stuff, right? And it can be under the trampoline, and it works out really great for them for the winter. But, well, I'm sorry, for the summer. But for the winter time, it's not, doesn't have enough, it doesn't have enough cover, like, it doesn't have enough insulation, like they have zero protection from the elements. And because of that, I don't like some extra food. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the mess on my back porch. Got many, many projects going on. Extra scratch here. Let's see. Yeah, that's a ratio they'll be good with. Wait, hold on. Where? Where's the cobweb? Are you talking about in the shed just now? You talking about in that shed? It could be a big cobweb. I have no idea. Oh yeah, it's a big property. It's several acres, which is perfect. It's amazing for the geese, for the birds. You guys want some num nums? Who wants a treat? Come on. You know, Pibbert's the first one to come running. Hi, buddy. Yes. Well, you guys were in the back of the property when I gave you guys your evening feed. It's one of the reasons I started feeding them nights again, between trying to train them to their enclosures and make them go in at night, and also them going to the back of the property and missing out on food time and the chickens eating everything. Go, Pipper. Go, everybody. And I'm acting like they're starving. Okay, guys, I swear I feed my birds regularly, okay? More than once a day. Always acting like you're starving. Dino, that's my water. Dino, that's my water. Leave my water alone. That's my water. Here, have some num-nums. Mm. It might have been my connection that was lagging, hon. It happens all the time. Oh, Layla, don't bully them away. Everybody gets to have some. Everybody can have some. Num num num. Mm, 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 mm. Hi, babies. Uh, 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 uh. Hi, babies. Come on. Come on. Thank you. I agree. I think they are adorable. You want to see something really cute, though? Watch this. Even cuter. Cutest things in sliced bread. Watch. This is not a baby goose. This is an adult goose. She's smaller than a duck. Look. Goose? Goose. That's Squirt. She is a cackling goose. She's a subspecies of a Canada goose. Smaller than a duck. She's tiny. Like, my friend has ducks, and she's like a third of their size. Like, she's tiny, tiny. And, like, she doesn't weigh anything. Squirt! Nope, she doesn't want nothing to do with me right now. I've been working with Peaches. Look how rough Peaches is. What? Oh my goodness, Peaches. Oh my goodness, Peach. I know they're adorable, aren't they? Peaches is so rough about eating. Look, she gets, like, bites down on my hand all the time. I'm trying to tame her. You gotta raise your babies to be more tame, Layla. Hey, Squirt. Hi, mamas. Really, guys? You dumped my water again? Oh, man. Always dumping my water. Always dumping my water. God forbid I move the bucket. Freebird always talks while he's eating. He's always done that. Yeah, Freebird. You say num num. Num 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 num. Num 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 num, Freebirds. Charlie, you need some too? Nobody else let me eat Charlie. Charlie. Be nice, Pibbard. Dino, don't. Don't do it, Dino. Nope. Dino, eat. Here you go, Blue. See, even though Blue and Charlie were hand raised, they've never been big on human interaction. I think it has to do with the fact that they're pinioned. I mean, y'all have seen the difference between how tame they are versus how tame my other Canadas are and any other animal I've hand raised. For some reason, with Blue and Charlie, they just, especially Blue, I think they remember being picked up and having their wings cut off. Like their wing clipped off, the tip of their wing. Not obviously not both wings cut off, but the tip of the wing clipped off. I think they remember it. And I think that's why they don't trust humans to touch them. That's funny. Yep. And especially when you, Kiwi, especially when you think about the geese have such amazing memories, right? So even as young little goslings, it doesn't matter if the breeder did it right after they hatched. You know, they're gonna remember. Look at you, you're such a messy eater. All my other babies are so gentle, and then there's Peach over here, just dinosaur. Okay, those are my fingers. Excuse me, Peach. Those are my fingers. Yeah, Layla, you tell her. Tell her to be gentle. Yeah, mamas. Layla. Layla. I really think they do feel vulnerable, and that's why they don't like being handled or picked up. Like, I've never had a gosling that was that scared of being picked up that was hand raised. Like, Charlie and Blue both, like, when they were babies, if I picked them up, they panicked so badly, just so badly, and they just would not fully imprint. Like, they were always nervous. Like, they were always just a little, I need you to protect me, but I don't quite trust you 100%. Like, always. And it's always been kind of strange. And it's one of the reasons why I absolutely strongly like am against any of my birds being pinioned. I will trim my birds' wings every time I need to. I will trim their flight feathers. Um, it's not painful to do that. Sure, it can be stressful to hold on to them and cut their flight feathers, like to clip them. It's basically like a haircut, okay? Um, or like clipping your nails. Like, it's not painful to them. Um, and I'm basically just trimming their flight feathers on one side, and it is to protect them. Okay, like my Canadas, if they went flying off, then like somebody could shoot them. You know what I mean? Like, I live out in the country. I have neighbors, out here even, and people around here are hunters, and somebody might just see them thinking that they're just wild geese flying around. And if they're flying, they're fair game for hunters. And if they're on the ground, they're not allowed to be shot. It's actually a hunting rule. Like, they're not allowed to shoot them if they're on the ground. So, from my understanding, so um, it helps protect them from getting shot by a hunter. Oh, Dino, so gentle, so gentle. Yeah, Dino. Yeah. The thing is that Kiwi pinions are literally, like, in some states, they require the breeders to pinion exotic birds. So from what I've been told, like, some breeders don't even have a choice. Um, Miota Gisian named, who would always hang out with me during summer, ended up recognizing me at a different pond when I was in the car. She came right over. Oh yeah, they will. They have amazing facial recognition. They know exactly who we are. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. You want some num nums? You want some more num nums? Nobody want num nums? People want num nums? Yes, you do want num nums. You always want num nums. What's up, my butt? There you go, Peaches. Yes, Peaches. She just recently started eating from my hand, so this is all me working on taming her down. Because we decided to keep her around because we're pretty sure she's a female, and Layla just has such a close relationship with her. Somebody's setting off the squeaky toy. Hey, be nice. Stop bullying Squirt. It's not nice. My goodness, you're so messy. Look at all that mess you made. You're losing like 80% of it. But hey, baby. Really? Are you trying to tell me something? Is it not good enough for you? Well, excuse you. Eat, Mama. Come on, Charlie, eat. Charlie. See, Charlie will come over and she'll eat from my hand and she'll hang out nearby. But if I try and touch her, she'll back away. That is awesome. It's crazy how much they know who we are, like how easily they can recognize us. I just figured this evening, guys, I would just hang out with the geese for a while and take you guys along and just hang out. That's pretty much what we're doing right now. I'll do lockup soon, but if I'm hanging out with them, I'm not too stressed about them being locked up when it's dark or at a certain time. And they actually like hanging out in the evenings. Sometimes I'll be out with them and I'll go out underneath the security light we have out here. And the geese, come on, babies. You coming? Sometimes I'll hang out here and they'll come over and they'll just start laying down all around me and start going to bed. And I'll literally just sit there hanging out and just enjoy being surrounded by my gaggle. And I do count myself very lucky because not everybody gets to have this. Not everybody gets to do this. But geese are so much smarter than a lot of people give credit for. Hey, Brownie. Oh, yeah. She has the cutest little waddle going on. She does. Layla does too, though. She's got her own little strut going on. That's really cute. Hey, Pibert. You want some num nums? Do you want some more num nums? Yep. It's just amazing just hanging out with them. I think Choctaw is calling us, guys. Y'all want to see the horsies? Y'all want me to go walk over see the horses? I think Choctaw and Littlefoot are getting curious. I think they're standing over by the gate, by the fence, looking over. Let's go see about the horses. Let's go see what they're up to. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Choctaw. You coming? Choctaw. I just heard you guys. Where'd you go? Hey, Choctaw. Hi, babies. I kiss ya. Yes, babies. They're all walking in one long line. Look, guys. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but the geese are walking in one line. Like, nope, you can't see it. Camera's not picking it up. Nope, camera won't pick it up. Choctaw. Hi, buddy. What you guys doing? Ooh, what do you guys got? You got a pile of yummies over here. Hi, buddy. Hi, Littlefoot. Hi, handsome. Hi, little foot. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Here, you want some treats? Here. Is that some good stuff? Hmm? Hi, handsome. Hey, Choctaw. I am happy to see you, Choctaw. Hi, buddy. Littlefoot, let Choctaw have some. Hi, big boy. Hi, big boy. Hi, handsome. Ain't he gorgeous? Choctaw's my favorite. Hey, Littlefoot. This is just scratch grains. So it's literally just grains. And I've made sure to look it up. Didn't find anything that said that they couldn't have it. And the owner does give us the okay to give the horses treats. Just side note. You guys just won't let the mule have any, will you? Hey, babies. You come say hi to the horsies. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, we love horses over here, too. We definitely count ourselves lucky to have horses living literally right next door and to be able to interact with them. And y'all keep in mind, these are all stallions. These aren't mares. Like these are males and none of them are fixed. These are all males that are not fixed. Like he's a gentle stud, he's a young stallion, and then this is a mule, but he is also not fixed. Like they're all males and none of them are fixed. And they just are super gentle, which is just crazy because usually the mule is still a little bit skittish. Hi there, boy. Hey, Choctaw. Hey, big boy. No pets today? You don't want pets? No? He's like, stop it. I want food. I'm sorry, Limit. Ain't he beautiful, though? This is Littlefoot, and here's the mule. Let me see. Maybe I can. Yes, Littlefoot. I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, boys. And they've got chickens over here, too, and the chickens will come clean it up. Oh, my goodness, Littlefoot. You're so desperate for treats tonight, aren't you? I gotta get you some more carrots, eh? It's Choctaw. Like it's a casino. It's like a casino down here in Texas. It's the Choctaw Casino. Chacktw. Chalk. Cho. Chalk. Chocktowtaw. Something like that. I forget. And the mule, I'm telling you guys, it's actually really funny because this mule does not an either or sound. This mule will neigh and then always end it with the donkey call. So it does the horse call first and then it does the donkey call is how it ends it. So it goes "Ee, ha, 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 ha." Like it's it's the funniest thing because it's oh my goodness, little foot, look at you, so excited. The mule has been real skittish, but over time he's been starting to calm down. He actually arrived here not too long after we first got here. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna be it. Choctaw. One more, and then that's it, buddy. One more, and that's it, okay? I'm allowed to give you guys treats, not an entire feeding. Buddy. Thank you, Choctaw. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for hanging out. They work with them every weekend. Hi, baby. I do wish that I could interact with the mule without the other horses kind of, taking away all the attention because the mule always backs up and gets out of the way of Choctaw because Choctaw is basically the alpha here. He's a beautiful dark brown color, and then he has this just ombre mane. Just he's a gorgeous horse. And like his body, everything about him, he's muscular, he's healthy, like he is a gorgeous horse and just such a gentle giant. Such a gentle giant, right? Yes, buddy. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. Hi, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, Choctaw. Thank you, Choctaw. I appreciate you hanging out, buddy. Yeah, beautiful boy. There is a saying in Germany that basically says that the top of a horse is the top of the world. Basically, like the back of a horse is true freedom. Like being on the back of a horse is how you experience true freedom. Yes, there you go. That is correct. Yep, exactly. We do that too. My daughter and I will come out here sometimes, just give them treats, and the horses will come. Littlefoot, you look creepy. Come on, babies. Let's go night night. Come on. Pitbird, come on. Night night time. Uh uh uh. See, now the horses are following because they want treats. Come on, babies. Uh uh uh. But Choctaw is apparently older than like he's a full blown adult, fully mature, but he's not fixed. And usually, from everything I know about stallions and studs, is that like they're usually not very friendly. Like though they can be, it's usually fairly rare to have them be sweethearts. But Choctaw is like a gentle giant, just so sweet. Even when they can ride him and everything, no problem. He doesn't fight him. He I think there's a mutual respect between him and his owner, which is really nice to see. Um, he works with them on the weekends, and I think one of his friends comes in with a horse trailer, and then they go out riding together with their horses, and just it's actually nice to see that every weekend they're actually spending time with the horses. When when we lived in Arizona, there was a few times where we saw horses that were virtually forgotten on their pastures, you know. Now, another benefit is these horses are literally right behind the owner's house. Babies! Catch up, guys. Come on. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. You have a good night, Limit Break. Thank you for hanging out tonight. I'm sorry to hear that, hon. I'm glad that the goosies could help you feel a little bit joy tonight. That's what they do for me. That's why we share them. It's literally why we share them. It all started with it would be selfish to keep all of the joy we get from Pretty Bird to ourselves. And also to show the world that geese are not evil and that they can be tame and sweethearts and that they have different personalities and all of that. Yep. Because I mean, you know this Kiwi, like how many people have such a misconception when it comes to geese and such ideas about geese that are just kind of sad of even because they just assume that they're aggressive and mean and that they'll just attack for no reason when in reality these animals have good reason every single time. Like every single time they have good reason for what they do. And even if we don't know it or we don't understand it, doesn't mean that there isn't a reason. It's like as humans, we seem to think that, hey, Peaches, did you fall behind? As humans, it's like we seem to think that if we don't know the reason, there is no reason. You know? It's kind of like that idea of like, if we didn't see the tree or we didn't hear the tree fall, it never fell. You know what I mean? Good night, limit break. And I've had several people that have come to my channel over the years who have literally said, I didn't know that a goose could be tame, or I had no idea that geese could be this, or that they did that, or wow, I didn't know that. Like, just basic facts about geese that are things that we are familiar with because we own them, because we see them, we interact with them regularly. But, you know, those people don't know, and all they know is the reports that they see in the news where they're like, fishing games has to step in and euthanize 300 Canada geese because they are causing issues at the local pond. And it's like, okay, are they causing issues at the local pond? Or is the kid coming home crying saying that he got bitten by a goose because he was messing with the nest? You know what I mean? Or because he tried to grab one of the goslings and then he went home crying because the gander beat him. You know what I mean? Because he was defending his own goslings. Like, I feel like there's a lot of times the stories aren't quite complete, you know? Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had conversations with people on like Facebook and stuff too in the comment section where people are like, I hate geese. I'm happy the hunters are killing them, blah, blah, blah. Or they're just, I don't see why anybody would want geese. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, you know, like, and I'm not trying to advertise my channel or anything to people. I'm literally like, this is literally why I'm out there saying these things because I'm like, Canada geese have such a bad rap. And she's walking over to me cooing. Y'all hear that? I love that sound. I love that sound. It's like one of my favorite noises that Canada geese, or geese in general, make. Oh my god, really? I didn't know that happened. Thing is, usually geese avoid planes. It's rare that they didn't. So most likely what was going on with that goose is that goose was probably sick or injured and couldn't get out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like something was probably wrong with that goose. which is why it got into that plane. You know what I mean? Like why that happened. I'm just saying, chances are, plus, I mean, like I said, like most likely it wasn't something where it was like, you know, the goose didn't, pay attention or intentionally did that. They're not out here, you know, trying to eliminate themselves. Most likely that goose was sick. That's what I would assume. It probably had the avian flu or something, or some other major sickness. Probably was struggling and probably couldn't maneuver out of the way in time. I'm just saying, the entire flock could have been, the entire gaggle or skein, whatever you want to call it, may have been, dealing with a virus that's going through them. Could have been dealing with avian flu and stuff. They want to blame the avian flu so quickly all the other times. But then when it's actually a situation where it might actually apply because it's not normal for them to not get out of the way of a giant plane, you know, then there's no mentioning of that stuff, of actual real reasons why it may have happened. Mm-mm. I love that noise. Yeah, I agree. I mean, down here in Texas, MSU or whatever that college is called, university or college, they killed 300 and something geese, just rounded them up, goslings and adults, alike. This year I think it happened. 380 geese or something like that, and they just rounded them and killed them because they were an inconvenience. You know what I mean? When in reality, none of the people in the area were actually annoyed by them. Like a bunch of people were actually protesting and saying, "Don't do it." But apparently, in the process, from what I've heard, they even put down domestic geese, like not just Canada geese. Like they did, they killed a lot of animals that didn't need to be killed because just to do it, And I understand hunters are needed to an extent, okay? Oh no, I agree with you 100%. Like I understand that like hunters are needed, okay, in our world because we have eliminated the natural predators. So, yes, we to an extent need to control numbers to make sure that the balance doesn't go out of balance because the reason I say this is because there was this experiment done up north. I want to say it was in Michigan. I'm not 100% sure where it was exactly, but there was this national park where they stopped hunting altogether. Okay. And they stopped it for like, I think 2 or 3 years or something. And within like a year, the entire ecosystem was basically collapsing because nobody was hunting anymore. So all the deer they were overpopulating, the bunnies were overpopulating, the squirrels were overpopulating, the birds were overpopulating, everything was overpopulating. And because there was too much population, all of the food sources were being eaten down too quickly. And it basically resulted in all these animals becoming severely sick and starving to death and looking horrific. Okay, because there simply wasn't enough resources for all these animals because they didn't have any natural predators there to control the numbers. And so they reinstated hunting in that location. And it was a perfect example for the damage that we've done in our ecosystem by removing our natural predators. I mean, my husband and I, we've talked about it, like with the bobcat being in the area. I don't want to kill any animals, okay? I really don't. I've actually been looking into trying to figure out how I can get my hands on like large traps so that when the time comes and I have some sort of animal that's messing with my birds, that I can trap it instead of having to shoot it. You know what I mean? So that I can call a warden and say, "Hey, I've trapped a bobcat causing issues over here. You know what I mean? Can you properly relocate it?" You know what I mean? Um, like because random relocation isn't good for them either. Like then you're throwing off a whole nother ecosystem. Yep. So, and it's because of that reason that I am not against hunting, right? Because the balance has to be maintained somehow. Okay? We've created a problem in a balance, and because of that, we need to maintain the balance. Now it's now our responsibility to maintain the balance that we threw off, right? The balance wouldn't be off if we hadn't done what we did. We eliminated the wolf. We messed with the coyote population. I mean, the red wolf down in Texas has completely gone extinct to the best of our knowledge. There's many different species of wolves in the U.S. that like were, different variations of wolves that lived in the U.S. that are no longer in existence or do not exist in the wild anymore and only exist in captivity. And we have barely any mountain lions. The bobcat population is very small. And then we all know that the coyote population really isn't that high when it comes to the ratio between how many like acres of land we have out there versus and the animals that we have out there versus how many predators we have. Like the ratio isn't right. So my issue always comes in with people who see it more as a sport. Like, I guess my issue is like, how do I say it? I don't like poachers, obviously. Like, I don't like people who illegally hunt, okay? People who are just hunting because they enjoy killing, okay? Or I also don't really like trophy hunters, okay? I like respectful hunters. The hunter that will turn his back on a massive white buck because he follows the old rules that say you do not shoot the white buck. You know what I'm saying? Because those are considered the spirits of the woods, right? He's the spirit of the woods. So therefore, you do not shoot the white buck. You don't kill the white buck, right? Or the white deer. Like you don't kill those, right? But like the special ones because or the the what's the word? The like the special variations or the special hybrids and stuff like that. Like you don't kill them because they're, special in nature and they're rare and you don't kill what's rare, right? You don't do that just to be able to have a pretty mount on the wall, right? That's what bothers me about people killing Canada goose hybrids so much. Like Pretty Bird in the wild, the fact that he'll be 5 this April, guys. Like he'll be 5 years old this April. The chances of him making it to the age of 5 if he had been in the wild are pretty much zero. Okay? The average Canada goose, okay, in captivity, the oldest Canada goose was 48. 48 years old in captivity. In the wild, the oldest Canada goose was 33. Okay? Years old. The average Canada goose's lifespan in the wild, so I'm telling you guys that so you know how long they can live versus how long they do live. The average lifespan of a Canada goose in the wild is 4 to 6 years. That's their lifespan in the wild because the chances of them actually making it to an older age is significantly low. And this is a combination between predators, but also because of hunters, right? So, you know, like, and for Pretty Bird, a hybrid, there's plenty of hunters that will actually target hybrids because they like getting them taxidermied and like having them, you know, put up as like a trophy. Like it's special to them to get some sort of hybrid or special combinations of hybrids because it's rare to find them, you know? Like there's so many people that have like, stuffed squirts on their desk or whatever. And here's the thing, like I really appreciate and respect the hunters that are, that will turn their back on a white buck and say, you know what, leave it alone, right? This is something special, let it live, right? Or, oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are shocked when I tell them about how they mate for life and how they mourn their spouses and how they mourn literally every egg they lose and every gosling they lose. Like they actually are very family oriented and very loyal. But um Like the hunters that I respect are the ones that will turn their back on a white buck or a white deer, or that will turn their back on a black squirrel, right? Or that will turn their back on a white squirrel, or that will, you know, put their gun down when they see a hybrid Canada goose, right? Or a hybrid whatever animal, right? Or whatever the animal is that maybe is special, and rather than killing it, they decide, you know what, that's so beautiful to see in nature. I'm going to leave it for everyone else to get to enjoy it as well, right? Um, but rather, they're more focused on trying to target the old and the sick, right? Even if maybe those aren't going to be as pretty, maybe if those you can't always have mounted, maybe those aren't going to have the biggest antlers or the biggest crowns or the prettiest feathers or are going to look the best or going to be as big or whatever the scenario is, it's still going to be, that's supposed to be the goal with hunting, right? Hunters are supposed to be targeting the old and the sick before anything else. They're supposed to, their quota, because every hunter has a quota, right? Like a certain number of animals that they're allowed to shoot or kill, right? Of each animal. So like you have a certain, say like if they're allowed to kill, like say I'm giving a random number here. This is just random stuff. If they're allowed to kill 5 deer this season, right? Um, say like what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to try to target the sick and the old to try and keep the herds healthy, right? And the injured, right? Eliminate those first. So if they got 4 out of 5 that are sick and old, and then maybe they'll shoot something else that's maybe not one of those categories, but maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit prettier, right? Or they're supposed to look around and focus on making sure that like they don't kill us too many of something so that they don't mess up with the numbers and stuff like that. But then there's always those hunters that will take the opportunity to go after something just to, you know, just to get a kill, right? Like you can often see the hunters where like the wardens will put um, the wardens will put like the fake animatronic or taxidermy deer up like next to a road in wild, and the warden will hide somewhere and they'll wait, and then there'll be like this random hunter that'll pull over on the side of the road and literally pull out a gun and shoot at this deer or this buck that they think is real when in reality it's a trap, okay? And they bust them and then they ticket them for doing that. And this will be like outside of hunt season. It'll just be a big buck with a beautiful crown, something that a lot of them just cannot resist. And it's like, that's not, you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, there's reasons why we have numbers and quotas and why we have certain things that you are and are not allowed to do because they do head counts. Like, you can find these, like, you can look it up, like on YouTube, they have videos where it's like wardens setting up a trap or wardens um, using decoys to catch poachers, stuff like that. Like you can find videos um, of them busting people, or like people getting in trouble for like, you know, they find say like an owl or let's say like a bald eagle. They find an injured bald eagle or a dead bald eagle, and they take it home. Eagles are supposed to be turned into the Native Americans because it's part of their culture, okay? We actually turn our eagles into the Native American tribes. It's something that every state does to the best of my knowledge. It's something that's completely normal. We turn them in there. They have their own rituals and their own things that they do culturally. And the feathers and everything is supposed to go to them. And it's actually illegal for us to keep them. So, you know, actually what's really funny is that a lot of times when you go and you get say like wind chimes or dream catchers and stuff like that, and people say that they're eagle feathers, guess what, they're Canada goose feathers or goose feathers. They're goose feathers that have been dyed or that are just literally just goose feathers. They're not eagle feathers. Like it's not. It doesn't matter who you're getting it from. It ain't an eagle feather. It's actually a lie. Yeah, there was a story where I came across um where I guess in the small town somewhere up north there was this beautiful white buck, and I guess in this area the hunters were saying that for many many years there'd always been one white buck, never more than one. There'd only ever been one white buck, and that buck would live for a long time, and then whenever he would pass away there'd always be a new white buck. Like for some, like somehow he would be replaced every time the previous white buck would pass away. There'd always be a new white buck, right? And they basically saw it like the spirit of the land, right? And all the local hunters had agreed that nobody was to shoot that buck, right? Like the hunting club, like everybody had agreed, we don't shoot this buck, right? Like we leave him be. And apparently some hunters had come in from out of town, and whenever that would happen, a lot of the hunters would get like take him aside and be like, listen, if you see him, you do not freaking shoot him, right? Apparently somebody had shot him, and in that town, this is a story I found on Facebook, no idea if it's true or not, but this was somebody in a comment section telling the story. And he said that those hunters were basically ran out of town, some itty bitty small town, probably something like where I live, where it's less than 1,000 people who live in a town. Yes, I live in a tiny town. And what's it called? I guess they ran him out of town, but he said without a fail, the following spring, the next spring, there was a new white buck, a youngster, a baby. And they would talk about how it was so strange, there was never more than one. It was always one, and it was always a male, and it was only ever when one passed away, a new one would appear the following spring. And that it continued on for a long time. And then he said he moved away from the location. He didn't know if it still was going on, but that all the old timers had said it had always been that way. And I thought it was really interesting because I am not I am not a very religious person, but I guess in a way I am like I'm a spiritual person in a way. Like I do believe that there are things that we don't understand, and we that sometimes are going to be not explainable. And rather than trying to explain it, maybe sometimes we can just accept it, you know? And I can't help but wonder, if there's some truth to it, is that one white buck? Is it the unicorn? The one that like in the old stories, like they would talk about the unicorn, the spirit of the land, right? The spirit of the woods, the protector, that it's like a test of your own integrity of who you are. For the hunters, it's like a test, um, checking if, you know, you have a pure soul or whatever, if you shoot them or not. Like, I don't know. I've seen some theories on that and thought it was interesting. I just found it fascinating. But I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where people get it. I don't know. If the hunters are going about it the same way as our predators would, okay, I get it, right? We have we have the ability to make more choices, but we're supposed to control the numbers. And as much as I don't like animals being killed, it has to be done to protect them at the same time. Ironically, it's kind of like a catch-22. If you don't kill some of them, they will all suffer. So it's kind of like for the greater good kind of a thing. But at the same time, like I said, I always have a lot of respect for the hunters that have self control and that focus on hunting, you know, the old and the injured, and that's their main focus first before anything else. And they don't go out only wanting to get the one with the biggest antlers. You know, um, it's not all about that. Like that's not just it, right? Like that's more like like secondary to it, you know? I remember when I was in Arizona, Pretty Bird was about 2 years old. I was walking to a store at night. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and we needed some groceries, so I decided to walk to Winco's, just in the middle of the night, and to go and grab some groceries, and before the sun came up. And as I was walking, I came across a dead Canada goose, and it moved me to tears. It caught me off guard because it was just this Canada goose that was laying there, literally like as if it was sleeping, like like that, like tucked in, right? The head tucked into the wing, but it was dead. And it was behind a store right next to a very busy road, okay? And it was by itself. And I couldn't help but think about that most likely this goose had been hit by a car, had been injured, couldn't fly, probably broke its wing or injured itself somehow, right? Um, Tried to get away from the road, ran off, and the people probably just kept driving, and their only concern was most likely for their vehicle. Um, and they they left it behind, and it just made me sad because I was like, I don't know, there was a part of me that almost was frustrated for not having gone that route a day earlier or something, because maybe I could have seen it when it was still alive. Maybe I could have helped it, right? Maybe I could have gotten it help. Like, the whole what ifs. But it just made me think of Pretty Bird, and I was like, if Pretty Bird ever got, yes. And like, exactly, like it was just alone there, right? And it's in a busy area, so most likely its mate or its flock mates probably weren't able to stick around like they will often. And like this is how it was laying there, literally like that. But it was dead. And it was hidden underneath just this bush, like what they do, like those little bushes they have outside of the stores where they have like little bundles of bushes that are um like in the on the islands. It was on one of those, and just on the side of the road, cuddled into a bush like that, and just it was dead. And it just, I couldn't help but cry about it because I was like, this was so close to where I lived. And if it had been Pretty Bird, if he'd ever gotten out, and we had Pretty Bird at the time, he was probably like about a year and a half, 2 years old or so. Like this is a little chunk before we left Arizona. And if it had been Pretty Bird, all I was thinking was, when somebody's dog gets out, there's a pretty good percentage of people that if they hit a dog, they'll do something about it, okay? Not everyone, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people out there that are crappy and that will just keep driving. But there's a decent percentage of people that would stop, you know, take the dog to a vet, drop it off, take it, call animal control, whatever. There's a decent amount of people that would do something. Even if the person who hit the animal doesn't, there's a good chance someone else will, okay? But all I was thinking was that if Pretty Bird ever got out and got away for some reason, like if I didn't trim his wings, if he'd, flown off a little bit, this was literally an area where he could have easily accidentally flown off and accidentally landed over there on the road. Like it was literally like behind, like maybe 5 houses or something like that between where my house was and where the goose was if you did a straight shot. But like you had to go all the way around the neighborhood to get there. Like it was much farther to walk it because you had to get all the way around and walk an entire, like basically opposite direction to get to where the school was. But the point is that if Pretty Bird ever was in that situation, the reason it upset me so much was because not only did I feel bad for that goose because it had to die all by itself and there's nothing I could do for it, but to top it off, if that was Pretty Bird and he was hit by a car, nobody would blink an eye because he's a goose. Nobody would ever think or even consider that there's a possibility that there's somebody that loves this animal, right? Because he's a goose. And that's what had upset me so much because I was like, this could be another goose's mate. This could be a gosling's parent. This could be a human's pet that they're looking out for that maybe had started flying and got lost and got hurt and then passed away. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many possibilities that, we don't know. And I just thought it was the saddest thing because I was like, because nobody's going to care because it's a goose. Just like when people go to a pond and they see a domestic goose, like geese that look just like Layla, or geese that look just like our Africans and our Chinese geese, right? Nobody blinks an eye at seeing those animals swimming around at the lake or at the pond out in nature, when in reality, those animals are lost, abandoned. They are, stray animals. They're not wild animals. They're abandoned animals, you know? But nobody cares because they're birds, you know? For some reason, because they have wings, somehow it's okay. Somehow it make it okay in people's minds to just release them into the wild because, I don't know, it ups their chances of survival in their minds. I don't know. There's plenty of people that literally go to pet stores, will buy birds, and then release them thinking they're doing a good thing, when in reality, you're sentencing them to death. You know what I mean? Like literally, like parrots, canaries, like uh, 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 what are they called? Finches or whatever, and then the little parakeets, like whatever the kind of bird is, like it doesn't matter. Like they literally will buy those birds, buy a bunch of birds, and then walk outside and release them. And there's all these videos on the internet of people doing it. And they're like, these animals shouldn't be captive. They should be free to fly free. Honey, they were hatched and raised in captivity. Their parents were hatched and raised in captivity. These aren't animals that were caught in the wild and then put in a pet store. We're not in a third world country. The chances of that happening are pretty darn low. Like with reptiles, it still happens, yes, but with most other animals, it doesn't. And once an animal has been domesticated, especially if it was hatched or born in captivity, the chances of it surviving out in the wild, you know, is, you know, small to none. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what's sad is they literally suffer to death really slowly. They just starve to death. They very slowly suffer and die because they have no idea how to survive in the wild. They don't have a flock of geese that's just going to randomly accept them. Don't get me wrong, Canada geese will band together to travel and they will allow other geese to join them for migration. But tell me, how many domestic geese are going to be used to flying hundreds, if not thousands, of miles within a day or two? How many domestic geese are going to have that level of muscle strength to be able to pull that off? What's up, babies? You coming to mama? Those are my little babies. They're always curious what I'm doing. Look, see? 5 Canada geese and Dino. They're always going to come check what I'm doing. Hey, babies. I just love them so much. There's my babies. Hi, babies. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Dino. Hey, Dino. How you, butthead? Mhm. Yep. Oh my God, I love that sound. I love it when the Canada geese do their call. When they go, ah, Do it again. Mama loves it when you guys do that. They don't do it as often as people. Okay, seriously, Canada geese are a nuisance. Listen, okay, if you were inside of a house, do you think you could hear them? I know they're just so loud. You can barely hear what I'm saying, can you? It's just such a nuisance. You can. I know, right? And I'm like, do you know how many people I've spoken to where I'm like, my Canada geese, which I have way more Canada geese than I do domestics, are significantly more quiet than my Canada geese. I'm sorry, like than my domestic geese. My domestic geese are my loud ones. My Canada geese are actually my quiet ones. They rarely do their calls. And even when they do, those calls aren't shrill and annoying. Whereas like Chinese and African geese, and even Layla, hi Layla, hi Layla, hi Layla. Notice it's Pretty Bird, Layla's daughter, and Dino that get louder. The pure Canadas barely make a sound. Squirt rarely ever makes any sound. Like, and you know this, like, you know what I mean? Chinese geese, African geese, they, they're all so significantly louder. Watch out, kitty. I'm dumping the water. You're not going to like it. Watch out, but there you go, catfish. Goofball. But, like, there's so much more to it. Like, I don't know. I always think it's ridiculous when people are like, oh, I hate those geese in my neighborhood. They're always so loud. Are they? Especially when they show me a little flock or a little gaggle that's like 20 geese or something. I'm like, really? They're so loud all day and all night? That's weird because usually at night they're pretty darn quiet and they don't make any noises because they don't want to, you know, get any attention on themselves because they don't want to be eaten by predators. You know? You guys are going to get a floor in here over the next couple of days. See? Now they're talking. What is? They're upset because I left. Hi, babies. Ah, hi, babies. They're calling for me. They don't like it when I leave, when I don't go with them, when I'm hanging out with them for a while. They don't like it when I start separating from them. Hey, ladies, thanks for the eggs. Mama needs to get you guys' area nice and cleaned up, and then we're going to put a floor in, and you guys are going to have a nicer place. Yes, you are. How you doing, Teriyaki? So we've established that our rooster, Teriyaki, appears to have cancer. That's why we haven't been able to get him to get over whatever sickness he'd been dealing with. He's got tumors. We're pretty sure it's cancerous based on what he's going through. So I'm heartbroken because I'm going to have to put him out of his misery at some point. And I keep not getting I can't, I keep not being able to get myself to do it. I have to do it. But it just breaks my heart. I hate it. Such a good boy. Oh, yes, 100%. The Chinese and Africans definitely are the loudest. The Chinese and Africans are definitely the loudest I've ever heard. Don't get me wrong, they're sweethearts, but they're loud. And the thing is that comparing to like Chinese or Canada's, I'm sorry, to Chinese or Africans, Canada's are nothing compared to them. On their noise level, Canada's are not loud. Compared to them, no, they're not loud. 100%, they're not loud compared to them. But people are always saying that they're such a nuisance, and it always kind of baffles me because I'm like, have y'all ever heard domestic geese? Yeah, I know, because they go on golf courses where you're supposed to be quiet. God forbid they eat grass on a golf course. Oh no, not the golf course grass. Guys, I gotta go get you guys some more feed to put in your bowl for your nighttime yum yums. I've never put down any of my birds, so I'm not looking forward to having to do that. It's something I'm gonna have to do at some point. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I just gotta grab some more feed. I said, here's your soda. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry. Gave the birds so much treats that I had to refill the bucket. So I can wait. I gotta turn on the water. They're before I forget. Good night, Kiwi. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. Ah ah ah. Huh? Ah 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 ah. Hey, babies. Huh? 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 Wait, I hear coyotes. Huh? I can hear the coyotes. And it squirts water. And it's not poop that you're seeing in those bowls, it's literally mud. Geese will take mud from the ground and they will put it in their water bowl. And it's just what they do. That is just how they do. Hey, eh. God, talk about getting a workout for your legs. And a little blood rush through your head. Ugh. I will go get the geese in a second. First, I gotta just set up the water and the food real quick. And then I'll get the geese locked up. So I got all these bricks right here for creating a floor in a coop to insulate the coop better for when the frost hits our area, for when it gets cold. because whenever it was raining and stuff, the coop was getting flooded, which was an issue for my birds, for my chickens. So to make sure that the chickens have a proper enclosure and are protected properly from the winter weather, I am working on insulating that shed better for them. And part of that is going to be to turn that dirt floor into a solid floor, to get it off the ground a little bit, which is also going to take care of some of the security with some of the gaps around the base of it. And then I'll also be able to put hay on top, like bedding on top, to be able to clean it out easier, because right now we're dealing with a dirt floor, which, especially when it gets wet, is like a pain in the butt to clean out. I really don't like dirt floor for chickens, personally. I mean, unless you got sand and you're like seeping through it, or like, what's it called? Or you've got like coffee grounds or whatever people do. Not actual coffee grounds from your coffee machine, like this is specifically made for the birds. Got no caffeine in it. Like, it's something different. Like, you'll have to do your proper research before you do anything like that. But I'm just saying that I don't like just the regular dirt floor, because it's um not properly like, it's not easy to clean that. Actually, it's almost impossible to clean in some ways. Um, this is squirts water. The reason I call it squirts water is because it's a small water bowl that I put in the very back of the trampoline enclosure, back there where that little kennel is at. And the reason I do that is so that squirt never has to fight with the other geese for water. She doesn't have to deal with them. If they're getting nippy and they have an attitude with her, she doesn't have to worry about not being able to access the water. And because of that, because I don't want that her to have to worry, I have 3 water sources in here. So one is over here. Right here is where her water source is, and then she has some extra food right here in that kennel. She can go behind it. She can go in that. And it basically just gives her, you know, somewhere to go if everybody, if the other geese are having an attitude, you know. And then we have this water source here, and then this one right here, and this one I pull in, and I put in a different location back here, and I put it over here, so that, you know, there's 3 different locations where the geese can get water from, making sure that no matter how they do or don't get along, everybody can get water. All right, babies. Hi, babies. It's night time. Come on, goosies. Let's not act like toddlers tonight. Spoiled little butts. Come on, spoiled butts. Come on, spoiled butts. Hi, Bert. Come on, babies. Mm. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go, babies. Come on. Where's your mama? Go to your mama. Come on, Charlie and Blue. Let's go. You too. Let's go. Come on, babies. Uh. Come on, Layla. Let's go. Yes, Bert. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, guys. Come on. Part one of the flock. Let's go. Let's go, Gaggle. Layla. No. You literally know that everyone will follow you when it comes to bedtime. Come on, guys. Let's go night-night. Come on, babies. Layla, let's go. You too. Come on, Peach. Layla. It's night-night time, Layla. Let's go. Come on, babies. Uh. Layla. Don't argue, woman. You know it's bedtime. It's late. Let's go. Let's go, Mama. There you are. Hey, babies. You coming? Hey, babies. Come on, babies. Uh. Don't you dare do it. Nope. It's night-night time, Layla. Come on. Be a good role model. Hey, Bert. Night-night time. Night-night time. Let's go. Good job, Pibbart. Lead them all in. Thank you. Night-night time, Layla. Let's go. Your food is in there. Go. Night-night time. Go on, Layla. Let's Gordon and Charlie. All right, now you guys. Let's not throw a fit tonight, okay? Let's go. Night-night time. Come on. Go on, babies. Mm, 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 mm. Let's go. Night-night time. Let's go night-night. Let's go night-night. Come on, follow your brother. Come on. Let's go night-night. Come on, babies. Come on. Let's go. Layla, let's get out of the way, please. Let everyone else in, please, Layla. Hey, Ducky. Hey, Ducky. I love you, Ducky. You're so cute. There you go. Good job, babies. Good job. See, guys? Geese are not mindless monsters. Come on. Stubborn little dino. Thank you. Night-night, babies. Night-night. Night-night, Layla. Night-night, Layla. Night-night, Dino. Yes, night-night, Dino. Night-night, Peach. Night-night, Pibbert. Night-night, Blue. Night-night, Charlie. Night-night, Spike. Night-night, Petrie. Night-night, Littlefoot. Night-night, Squirt. Night-night, Ducky. Night-night, Sarah. I don't know if I forgot anyone. Oh, come on, door. Don't give me crap right now. I've got some stuff stuck on here that's getting in my way. It's annoying. There we go. Mm, 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 mm. Alrighty, guys. The only reason it's this easy for me to lock up my birds is because I actually have and nurture a relationship with my birds. Over the last 2 hours, for an example, I've been hanging out with my birds. This is something I do regularly. My birds know me, they trust me, they know I'm reliable, and they know that I will take care of them. So they're more likely to listen. I'll also raise them so they see me as their mother. They know I'm their provider and their protector. Those things are all important if you want a good relationship with your geese. It doesn't come from nothing. You have to work with them. You have to interact with them. Like any other pet, any other animal, you have to build a relationship with them and nurture that relationship. You can't just magically expect them to be a certain way. So now we're going to bring out Obi. But I am going to have to run to the bathroom real quick and grab my water, refill my water actually. So I'm going to set you guys down over here and y'all can watch the kittens or something. I'll be back. Guys, and I'm done with the puppy, guys. Hey, grabbing the dog, and then I'll be there. And y'all can see Obi. Sit. Sit. Obi, sit. Thank you. Wait. Wait. Obi, sit. Sit. Thank you. Wait. Wait. Come. Good boy. Nah, leave it. Good boy, leave it. Sorry. Took me a minute. I should go to the bathroom, grab my water. Obi, enough. No mouthing my clothes. We don't do that. Ah. Keep that little snout of your closed. Come on. Okay. Come on. Good boy. Obi, why are you going random? Go. My best friend brought over her dog Comet earlier today while we were unloading those bricks. And let's just say Comet was slightly overwhelmed with Obi's crazy. Obi got so excited about there being another dog. Leave it. Hey, leave it. Thank you. That Comet got so overwhelmed. Oh, wait, I got to tie my shoe. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Apparently, my shoe came untied. Can you please stop? You okay? You losing your mind? No. No. My clothes are not your toys. Hey, come on. Happy as I tell you guys. Obi's only 4 months old, guys. I calculated it out earlier today because I was like, is he 4 months or 5 months? Because he's pretty big. No, he's only 4 months old. This massive dog is 4 months old. Only 4 months. So, yeah. Obi, you're tying yourself up, dude. What are you doing? Yeah, exactly what I thought. Yourself all tied up. Obi, Obi, sit. Good boy. Wait. Thank you. Wait. Wait. Good boy. Leave it. Nope, leave it. Hey, I said leave it. Come. Leave it means to walk away from it, Obi. You hear me? Have I not done well enough explaining this to you? Huh? Have I failed you? Have I failed you in the explaining the part? Obi, I swear to God. Stop dead-legging me. Yeah, you rammed your nose into my leg, and then you're acting surprised that your nose is hurting. Dork. You're a dork. Did you know that? Did you know that you're a dork? Yes, you're a dork. No. No. Uh-uh. Leave it. Come. We need to work on your behavior, buddy. Because lately you've been thinking that you can get away with stuff. Do I have to short leash you again? Sit. Good boy. Come. Leave it. No, you're not going to pull away. Nope. Nope. You don't get extra leash when you're not listening. Nope. Obi. There it is. Good boy. Uh-uh. Good boy. When I stop, you sit. You know this. We need to practice. Leave it. Obi, leave it. Good boy. Ah, leave it. That's a good boy. Leave the cat. That's a good boy. Leave it. Good boy. Leave it. Come. Come. No, leave it. Come. Come. Obi, come. You're on short leash because you're not listening. You're running all over the place. Yep. Pool's overflowing. Let's see. I need to dump this one and refill this one real quick. Gonna have long leash for a moment. I know you like to sniff something over here. Lord knows what it is sniffing over here, but there's something likes to sniff right there. See? Something's always sniffing over there. Come on. Come on. Get the water hose. Obi, hey, can you quit pulling? Huh? Hey, what's going on with you? Are we having one of them nights where Obi's all over the place? Huh? Obi, you don't control where we go. You don't control where we go. I do. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Wait. Come. Obi. Obi, come. No. Come. Thank you. Come. Please. Stop trying to trip me. Come. Move. You're the dorkiest dork ever. You know that? Come here. Nah. Obi, sit. Wait. This is happening because you're not listening. You're not listening. You're being all over the place. So now you can come. And guess what? You're on a short leash now. You turned that short leash into a long leash. No. Obi. Hey. Hey. Do you want some water? Obi, do you want some water now? Come. Loves drinking out of the pools for whatever reason. He has water. He has access to water all day. But it's that pool water. It's just so good. Come on. Nope. Slow. Slow. Sit. Good boy. Wait. 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 Good boy. Wait. Come. Uh. No pulling. Nope. Slow. Nope. Slow. 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 No. Uh. Sit. It's pulling, buddy. No. Walk slow. Uh. Nope. Obi, what is it with you? What are you smelling? You go potty? Go poop? I can go poop. And that is right now what we're working on with Obi. He needs to slow down, listen better, walk better on the leash. Sit. Sit. Good boy poop. Good boy poop. Wait. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to go ahead and log off and finish up and go to bed. Thanks, anybody who hung out tonight, everyone who hung out tonight. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. And anybody who comes in later, thank you for watching, especially if you watched the whole thing. This is a long one. Anyway, y'all have a good evening, and we'll see y'all next time. Good night. Oh, B, Mama